Hey guys, I know this video is late, but I had to move apartments as soon as I got back from this event. But here it is anyway. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, this is Erica, the technology nerd who likes to film stuff. So myself and a bunch of tech tubers you might know attended the Google event for the release of the Pixel 3. We had a blast and it was nice to all be together. So here is the Pixel 3 XL, and I'm going to be powering it up and using it over the next several weeks, and I will give my thoughts once I have really had a chance to play with it. Google gave me a goodie bag with a bunch of Pixel-related things to test out, so stay tuned for that. So, that notch. I'm going to call it the Mickey Mouse ears because they're quite prominent looking. And immediately off the bat, I wanted to say that the color shifting is still there, but it's nowhere near as bad as last year from what I can see so far. And I'm also really loving this combination of etched and glossy glass. So this whole panel here is Gorilla Glass 5, just like the front glass, and it's one solid piece. Then looking at colors, we've got just black, clearly white with a green power button, and not pink with an orange power button. We've also got the smaller Pixel 3 with no notch, and it's got 1080p plus resolution instead of the Quad HD plus res that the XL has. It still looks good. Both of these displays are OLED, and they're bigger than last year's. Both phones have the Snapdragon 845 SoC with 4GB of RAM and up to 128GB of internal storage. Now, the big focus of this event were the cameras, especially the newly added very wide-angle front-facing camera. So we've got two cameras on the front now. They boast it offers a view of 184% more of the scene compared to the iPhone XS. This is where we all got into the group selfie shot to test out this claim. And it's quite impressive looking. Just make sure you aren't too much on the outskirts of the frame or you can look pretty distorted. I either look fat or massively buff. My shoulders are not this wide, but I will continue to test this. And they claim that the camera corrects for the fisheye warp you would often get in other wide-angle photos. Most things, though, with this phone seem to be software and algorithmic improvements thanks to increased use of their inbuilt IPU, which they call the Pixel Visual Core. For example, Google Lens is now built right into the camera application and can even pull out pertinent information like phone numbers without being connected to the internet. And this is all thanks to the Visual Core. So what about some big photo features? These are the big ones that they mentioned. So we've got Top Shot, which seems really quite impressive. It uses machine learning and automatically captures alternate shots in HDR+. So the phone is going to suggest a better alternate shot if the timing wasn't perfect, or you can choose an alternate yourself. So it knows and has learned to look for smiling faces, for example, or eyes that are open. Then we've also got Super Res Zoom, which should make your sensor-cropped photos sharp and clear by shooting a burst of photos while using the natural movements of your hands to add additional resolution to these zoom shots. And then we have Night Sight, which won't be available until after launch, but they say it's going to be available on other Pixel phones as well. So it's able to make low-light photography look really fantastic, and in the press release it blew the iPhone side by side away. So we'll see soon enough what wizardry is involved in this machine learning process. And I can't wait to test it out when it comes out. There's more features they talked about, like editing the depth of field in a portrait after you've taken the photo, or getting to play around with augmented reality, which uses AR Core for tracking and interacting with real-world subjects, but I shall save that for a future video. Then looking at the Google Assistant, we have a new feature that's called Call Screen, which deals with telemarketers for you, and this is really interesting. So just press the screen call button when a call comes in, and the Google Assistant figures out who's calling and why by talking to the caller on your behalf. Then we can see a transcript that's printed out of what the caller is saying to the assistant. And then as we're watching this, we can decide how to respond, such as marking this as spam, forever blocking that number. I can't wait to see this evolve. It already seems like a less scary evolution of what we saw last year. As for our last few new features, we now have wireless charging that can charge the phone at up to 10 watts with their new Pixel Stand. The Pixel Stand also gives you quick access to your Google Assistant as it's sitting on the stand, and it helps you take a look at your routine for the day. It's also cool that the Pixel stand displays your music or turns into a digital photo frame when it's idle. They provided me with one of these, so I'm excited to try it out. Now, as for playing with the XL a little bit, it feels thin and comfortable in the hand. Though for my tiny hands, gesture navigation feels a bit odd, especially when trying to access the app tray. I usually have to swipe up twice, which I really don't favor, because I'm not able to get my thumb to go all the way to the top of the screen in one swipe. And if you don't like the Mickey Mouse ears, you can disable them actually under developer settings. And then you would be none the wiser, but you would have large top and bottom bezels. Anyhow, the display looks absolutely gorgeous, and you've even got some calibration modes to boot. I will continue playing with this phone and forming thoughts. So there you have it. We've got some modest hardware improvements and a lot of software ones that Google hopes will make this the smartest and most helpful device that you own. I am bummed though that we don't get a larger storage option than 128 gigabytes. That's the largest it goes up to. And then for pricing, it's $799 for the smaller 64 gigabyte model without SD card expansion capabilities. None of them have that. Though they do give you free unlimited storage of all your content at full resolution. Then the 128 gigabyte model goes up to $899, and then if you step up to the XL model, it starts at $899 and ends at $999. So these phones top out at $1,000, just like all the other flagships on the market. These are not cheap. So this is all that I want to say for now. I'm really excited to continue playing with this. It's a really beautiful phone, feels really great in the hand. And if you can't stand the notch, just disable it. It looks great at that point. So this has been Erica, the technology nerd who likes to film stuff. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the full review. Make sure to hit the notification bell so that you know when that drops, and have a good day, you guys. Bye!